Hi, welcome back to another episode of Storage Slot. We just finished off by getting a griffin pet from the mayor last episode, and that was a really good timing because Mayor Marina just came into office. We might try to take advantage of some of her perks, or specifically the fishing wisdom perk, but that's not going to be right now since I still don't have enough gear to actually be able to kill any sort of sea creatures. And with that being said, I actually do want to start working on that, and specifically I want to start working on my accessories, because for now I have no accessories whatsoever. I don't even have the accessory bag unlocked, which does require redstone collection, so that's kind of what I want to get now. Between now and last episode, I did quickly get a little bit of EXP. Nothing really noticeable, but my griffin pet is up to level 4. And yeah, I did also read some of your comments, and there was a really good suggestion actually. I don't remember who gave it, but I will put it on screen right now, suggesting me to get fairy souls since they give quite a lot of EXP, and they don't really have any requirements. And that is definitely a very good suggestion. I am a little bit lazy, so I won't be doing that right now, but if we do desperately need inventory slots, I will definitely get fairy souls as one of my next objectives. Other than that, I'm just going to make my way down towards the redstone mine, and I will actually throw out this golden axe. Since we don't really need it right now, I can always get a new one. It's pretty easy to get my hands on, and I do want an empty slot to actually be able to pick up redstone. And here we are, the redstone mines. The redstone pigmen are kind of scary. I remember from the last time I was in the early game, they do actually hurt quite a lot, and they have a crazy reach, as you can see there, and I actually will probably die here. Ugh. Oh, I did manage to kill one, which is the bestiary family unlocked. Hopefully I can get this guy to kind of fill them for me, maybe? No, okay, but he is distracting. That is great. This is very dangerous because I can't just get assaulted by pigmen pretty much whenever, since I'm pretty sure mining the redstone actually aggroes them, which is a little rough. Yeah, I will try my best to just be careful with where I mine and kind of keep moving so I don't get snuck up on. While I'm down here, I will also quickly talk to the redstone miner. Now, I do need to actually unlock my accessory bag first before I can actually get his rewards. And what he does is he allows me to get a few more accessory bag slots, which is obviously very, very nice. But yeah, we already got redstone 1, which is very cool. And that is redstone 2. Very nice. So that gives us the small accessory bag, which should give us, from what I know, a few accessory bag slots. I do have a little bit more because I do have my profile upgrades as well, pretty much maxed out from my other profile. But yeah, that's going to be it for getting redstone right now. I will quickly grab another stack to give to the redstone miner, and then otherwise I will head out. Speaking of fairy souls, I think that's maybe our first or second one. Oh. Okay, turns out I actually need 2 stacks of redstone. So yeah, I apparently need to get 2 full inventory slots of redstone, and that I can do that actually. Let me think about this for a moment. Okay, after a little bit of strategizing, I have figured out what I can actually do is I can just juggle pieces of redstone. Okay, well, unless that happens. Otherwise, I can just juggle redstone on the floor, and it's not too much of an issue. So I will quickly get this first tier of redstone collection done for the redstone miner, and then I'll move on deeper down the deep caverns. So yeah, I found a little quiet spot here, and just what I'm doing here is just mining the redstone first, then throwing my pickaxe on the ground, picking it up, and then I'm gathering it in a pile here, and then I can throw it down on the ground, refreshing its despawn timer. And yeah, that's basically just how I'm gonna get an extra stack of redstone. I do think I will throw it down here. I do have to be careful though, because obviously if my pickaxe despawns or the redstone despawns, I have to start all over again. The good thing about this is I'm also actually getting a little bit of mining XP, which is something we're going to have to get a lot of if we want to get anywhere, because mining is a very good way of getting a lot of EXP for leveling pets and just generally getting Skyblock XP. Ooh, and I think this is actually just enough redstone to get 2 stacks, and it is perfect. I will just juggle my pickaxe, get a little bit closer just so I don't have to run all the way back. I do think I have enough time just leaving it there though. I will just quickly go over here to the redstone miner, give materials, and there we go. That's an extra accessory bag slot. Very nice. From here, the next step is actually getting some accessory bags, and there's a couple ones that are very, very easy to get. And I do think I will just get immediately, and they're going to be found back in the hub. First off, we're going to need a little bit of money. Then we just go over here to the adventurer, talk to them, which I already done before, but there we go. We can get a zombie talisman. That's also Skyblock HP, very nice. I completely forgot about this. I actually think this is going to level us up, which is going to be really nice, because every single magical power you get is actually equal to 1 Skyblock HP. And because every single common accessory counts as free magical power, That's some very nice and easy Skyblock XP right there. And there's the Intimidation Talisman. Some of these will also just increase their survivability, such as the Zombies Talisman, reducing the damage you take from zombies. And then there's also some talismans that increase our speed in different areas, which is also very nice. Just lets us move around a little bit faster since we don't have a God Pot right now. Then there's the Scavenger Talismans, which is also very nice because it allows us to get a few more coins whenever we kill stuff, which is just nice. Along with this, there is one more talisman that I can actually get my hands on, but that requires us to go back over here to the wheat farm and getting a little bit of wheat collection. We still haven't unlocked it, but we're going for the farming talisman right now since it's very, very, very easy. But that actually leveled us up, right? This wheat collection tier up. That was enough Skyblock speed to get us to Skyblock Level 3, which is very, very nice because that allows us to get a third inventory slot. Let's go. Making progress. That's also the seed collection leveled up. Still we'll have to juggle these, since obviously I need empty inventory space to actually get collection. And there we go, that's the farming talisman unlocked. Perfect. And I actually think with this extra inventory space, it's not going to be a problem at all crafting it. I will just remind myself of the crafting recipe, and yes, it's just 5 hay bales and 5 seeds, which we can indeed make with what we have on us right now, like this, and then the seeds like this, and there we go, the farming talisman has been made. That's going to be a little bit of extra magical power, as well as some extra speed when we're anywhere near farms, which is very nice, and obviously free Skyblock XP. Not bad at all. Now there are some more talismans I could go for, because it's Christmas, for example. I could go for the gift talismans, which are pretty easy to get comparatively to some of the other talismans. But for now, I will just go down to Maxwell and actually select a Power Stone, since that will allow us to get a few more stats, hopefully do a little bit more damage. And after a little bit of talking, we do indeed unlock the ability to select Power Stones. For now, I will just choose the Fortuitous perk, since it gives us the most damage out of any of the starting ones. I could go for something like Warrior for a more strength and crit damage, but because we don't have a 100 crit chance, the extra free crit chance from Fortuitous is going to be our best option here. We do also have some unsigned stat points, which I actually am not sure what is the best way to spend them, but I think I'll just put them into speed for now, since each stat point gives us a whole 1.5 speed, and it's very much one of those stats that we are lacking right now. Otherwise, I will actually finally do what the objective has been telling me to do for the last while, and actually talk to the carpenter, because the carpenter allows us to unlock the carpentry skill after we just bring him a stack of wool, which we can buy over here from the builder. Did I say the builder? Actually, it meant the wool weaver. Anyway, we just go over here, right-click the white wool, buy a stack for immediately 2,000 coins, no problem. And then we bring that back to the carpenter, and we just give him that, and that should indeed unlock our carpentry skill. We also get the recipe for the carpentry table, which is not going to be useful for us pretty much at all. But yeah, we can actually craft furniture now, which does have some uses, especially for normal profiles, since you can buy stuff like big chests and, you know, places to show off your items and stuff. These are not allowed. I didn't actually mention the armor stands or weapon racks at all in my rules before, but these are not allowed. I should probably write that into the rules that we are not allowed to use furniture. Something like the enchantment table plus and the crafting table plus are allowed though, but these require a carpentry skill level to use, which means that they're not really useful for us, sadly. They're not really useful for us right now, I should say. Now, our biggest problem right now is just not being able to really kill anything, and to actually get access to some better weapons and stuff, we need to get up our combat level, and that is because of this girl over here, Rosetta, because she sells starter gear, and the starter gear is actually very, very useful for, well, starter people like ourselves right now. But to actually get access to this equipment, you have to have a certain combat level. So right now we can only really buy this Rosetta's armor, which is slightly better than what we have, but really not worth it for the price. But as soon as we get combat 5, for example, we can unlock the Squire armor, which is actually pretty solid, because it also unlocks a decent early game weapon. And then at combat 9 we can also get the mercenary armor or even the starlight set if we so choose. Now there's a few ways we can level up our combat skill, but our best option right now is probably just going to be going back down into the lapis mine and killing some lapis zombies. This does also give us a chance to get some pieces of lapis armor, which is going to be quite useful for us since it gives us bonus EXP from mining ores, which is going to be our best bet of getting levels here in the very, very early game, but the Lapis armor itself isn't really that useful for specifically combat, since it doesn't really give any noticeable stats. Our best bet in that front is probably actually at this point going to be the snowsuit, which we might end up going for later in this episode. Yeah, since it's pretty easy to get your hands on, just requiring some gifts, and gives actually a very nice amount of defense and health, as well as having a pretty high rarity, which means reforges are quite effective on it. But yeah, I'm just gonna start killing some lapis zombies. This will take a while. Oh, and would you look at that? That's a lapis crystal drop. Not really too useful for us, but the magnetic reforge, which the lapis crystal does actually give us a little bit of extra HP as well, which means I probably will end up putting it on our promising pickaxe, assuming that I don't have anything else to put in my inventory slots. And that's lapis zombie free. Nice. Every single bestiary tier does give us a little bit of extra magic find, which is very nice, since it does increase our chances to drop lapis armor. Oh, and would you look at that? That's another fairy soul. Ooh, let's go. The rate is just going up. We might actually not even have to go for them actively. We definitely will, though, since some of them are in pretty weird spots. Oh, and would you look at that? What a timing. That's our first lapis piece. I will just kill these so I can actually get to it. It does actually have more defense than our chain armor, which is very nice, so I will just swap that out. But what we're really after is the piece-specific bonus, giving us an extra 50% the experience when mining ores, which is just very, very useful. And oh my god, that's a lot of lapis zombies. Oh my god, we are getting really lucky right now. That is combat 5 and actually a lapis helmet, which is very nice. 2 pieces of the lapis armor down. With combat 5, that does actually mean we can buy the first tools and weapons from Rosetta. So I think I will just go back to the hub. So I will just go over to our bank, withdraw our coins, and then make my way towards Rosetta. On the way though, I will just quickly go over here in the reforging anvil, and I will just apply our magnetic reforge to our promising pickaxe. It does give us an extra 5 defense while being held, which is decent as it's currently our best weapon, but it's not really anything too major. The useful thing for us is that magnetic bonus, giving us an extra 12% experience when mining. Now this isn't mining experience, this is just normal vanilla levels, but still it will allow us to get some more vanilla levels faster, which will mean we can get more enchanting XP from enchanting more, and yeah, that's just very, very nice. But yeah, here's Rosetta. We could go for the Celestial set and use something like the Celeste Wand with the full set to deal damage, but for now, I do think our best option is going to be the Squire Sword, since it requires less of a heavy investment and allows us to be a little bit more flexible with our armor. It is also just kind of what I prefer. Now, there's a couple of things we can do to the Squire Sword. We can actually immediately go over here to the enchanting table and put some low level smite, probably is going to be our best bet for now. Something like Smite 3 would help us quite a bit in killing both lapis zombies, but also zombie pigmen, along with a few other mobs down in deep caverns. Now, before I actually do anything else right now, I do want to spend some time in the Jerry Island, since it is one of those places that actually have quite a lot of untapped EXP and just generally has quite a lot of very useful items for us. Something like the snowsuit that I was talking about earlier would be a massive upgrade to what we have right now. And just getting some skill XP from gifts in general would also be very, very useful. And here we are, the Jerry's Workshop. Well, Genero is kind of interesting for a normal player. I don't think he's going to be too useful for us, since he, requires quite a lot of effort and generally doesn't give very useful items. The only thing he really gives us that could be useful is his gifts of learning and some North Stars, which we can obviously use in the North Star shop to get some gift talismans, for example. But for now, I will just talk to him so we can actually start making progress towards him. But I don't think it's something we're going to be focusing on very much. Oh, what? Okay, never mind, apparently. So, apparently Genero transfers between profiles, and because I have done his quest on my main profile, I apparently have all of the rewards unlocked on my other profile as well. Okay, interesting. I'm not really sure whether or not I should claim him right now. I don't really know what to do with these rewards, as they do feel kind of cheap, just claiming all this free progress for basically no work. What do you guys think about this? I think this is something I'm gonna have to leave up to the comments. Do you think I should claim these rewards, or do you think that would be a little bit too cheap? For now, I'm just gonna let them stay in there, and we'll come back to that in probably a future episode. Now over here we do have St. Jerry, and I will probably end up doing this because the white gifts are very useful for us for right now. Now what makes the Jerry Island is very, very useful for us is obviously going to be the gifts, which I am going to be claiming whenever I can. Hopefully this guy will also help me open them. Nice, an extra 2,000 coins. Yeah, you can't give it to me because I'm Ironman. Oh, yeah, an extra 5,000 coins. Nice. So yeah, they do both give a pretty decent amount of coins for the stage of the game we're in. And they also obviously have the chance of giving some actually very useful items, such as obviously the snowsuit, as I have been mentioning multiple times by now. But also stuff like this, an extra 250 fishing XP, which does actually give us both fishing 1 and fishing 2. Very, very nice. This actually is a whole 10 Skyblock XP for basically free, which is very, very nice, which is exactly why I wanted to be here. We are still a whole 70 EXP from level 4, so we definitely have to do a lot more gift giving if we wanted to get there. But yeah, this is also where one of the places I was talking about, the gift shop at Enderchest. And in here, the most useful thing for us is definitely these gift talismans, but something like the snowsuit set could honestly be quite useful as well, including the reindeer, which is probably going to be the best fishing pet we might get on this profile ever, honestly, since I probably won't be doing too much fishing, as it's not really too useful when getting into something like dungeons. Other than that, he does have something like the Refrigerate Ultimate Enchant, which could definitely be interesting, as it gives quite a lot of survivability, but it is also very expensive, requiring stuff like the volcanic rock, so we'll have to wait and see on that. That's definitely going to have to wait for a little bit later. With that being said, I have actually been delaying something for quite a while now, and that's going to be claiming the advent calendar, because I do have quite a few gifts to claim in here. Since, yeah, I have gifts all the way from the 1st of December all the way up to now, that have just kind of been sitting in here. I am also going to be getting stuff like furniture things, which are going to go into my stash, but I honestly don't really care about them. So yeah, they're just going to have to stay in there. Now, as per the rules, anything that goes into my stash, I will have to just delete. Right now, I am just going to go around trying to get all the white gifts I can, including claiming all of the white gifts I can in the advent calendar. And well, I'll see you when it's time to start giving some gifts out. After just claiming the advent gifts, I realized there's some people over here giving gifts to each other, so I think I'll just start joining in. And there we go, that's our first North Stars. I just realized that if I'm gonna get any piece of the snowsuit, it's actually going to go directly into my stash. And as per the challenge rules, that means they're gonna get deleted. So I don't want that to happen. So I don't really want that to happen, which means it might be a good idea trying to get some more inventory space before we start actually giving out gifts. Another option I have is actually just going to be throwing out my Squire's sword, which I know we just kind of got, but it's not really hard to replace. This Might 3 is going to be a little bit sad that we're going to have to see that go, but honestly, I think it's worth it just for that chance to get some snow armor. Now, I will just still have to be careful with this, as if we get any sort of potion that fills up our inventory, that's obviously going to get in the way of something like the snowsuit. Oh, and we actually got enchanting 5 of that. Very nice. Oh, there we go. That's the first piece of the snowsuit. Very, very nice. I will just throw out the lapis helmet because the snowsuit is just so much better for us right now. So yeah. Oh, and that's also enchanting 6. Very nice. A little bit of extra skyblock XP. We are also getting a few North Stars now, which is very nice. Oh, and that's a mining XP potion, which I will just drink since we obviously don't have a god pot, and the extra wisdom you get from these potions is quite useful, even though I probably won't be doing too much mining. It is still a nice little... And there we go, that's our last white gift. Very nice. I do have a couple more gifts I can claim in here, specifically from the 5th and the 10th, which I will just claim right here. And that's another 5 green gifts, which hopefully this guy will be as nice as to help us open. Nice. Now, from here, the only real way we can get more gifts is either finding those white gifts laying around, or we can actually go over here into the Glacial Cave, which has gifts on the wall, just like this, which we can pretty easily pick up, which does allow us to actually get a few more gifts. And I will just run around in here for a while trying to collect some more gifts so we can get some more North Stars. And while we have the inventory space, I will just quickly go in here and actually throw some of this furniture out, just so it doesn't spam our chat a whole lot. What? Okay, so I just found some packed ice in the wall, and even though it went into my stash, I actually somehow got ice free. I don't know if that's exactly intended, but I guess that's something. So yeah, I'm not gonna use these ice for anything, obviously, as they went into my stash, which means I'm not allowed to use them for anything, but that is actually kind of interesting. I didn't know materials going into your stash actually counted towards collections. That's kind of cool, and definitely something that's for our advantage, since obviously getting collections while we're collecting gifts is also very, very nice. Also, there's these pieces, and I do actually think I will grab this one. These crystal fragments or glacial fragments. These glacial fragments allow us to upgrade a glacial talisman, which we can get all the way up to a glacial artifact, which is obviously a rare accessory, which is very, very nice. We don't really have any good way of getting ice though, so I don't actually think these are going to be too useful for now. We will eventually have to probably get them, but for now I'm just going to let them sit. In the walls there's also stuff like different baits, but they're not very useful, so I will just mine them. They will just go into our sack and obviously never see the light of day ever again. And that's also ice 4. Nice. Ice 5. At this point in the recording, Hypixel decided to have a certified Hypixel Skyblock moment and completely lagged me out, which meant I couldn't record anymore for the day. That also meant I forgot to record an outro, but yeah, so this is going to have to be it. We have progressed since then a pretty decent amount, which you can actually go ahead and watch right now under my recent live streams. But if you don't want to do that, you're just going to have to subscribe and wait for the next episode. Spoiler alert, we did get a bunch more slots, and well, gifts are pretty overpowered, as it turns out. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and well, I'll hope to see you in the next one. Bye!